still, it seems like, want to be Tupac. They want to have his popularity. They want people to love them like everyone loves him. But why do you think no one's succeeding?
Well, because this is what they fail to realize about Tupac. In order for them to be Tupac, they would have to die before they peaked. Right before they peaked, they would have to die. So if you don't die, you can't do it. Bottom line, if you don't go die, you're not gonna be the next Tupac, because it ain't gonna be the next Tupac. Straight up.
Thanks to Reggie Wright and John over there at Bomb First. They just raided that nigga Keepy D's spot.
White Cadillac, arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
They shoot my nigga.
Suge and Tupac and other death row people, and also members of the mob Piru. A couple of the Southside Crips had gotten into a squabble with a couple of guys from the mob Piru before the Tyson fight had even started. See on the video on the MGM Grand where a guy named Trayvon Lane from the mob Piru walks over, tells Tupac, hey, there's an enemy at the gate, and points across, and there's Orlando Anderson from the Southside Crips loitering around waiting to hook up with his uncle and some other Southside Crips. So after Trayvon points Orlando out to Tupac, Tupac takes it upon himself to run over and attack Orlando. And they leave the 662 Club and go to a liquor store. They're going down the street, and just as fate would have it, Suge's entourage is coming the other direction, coming from Suge's house on their way to 662. And the guys in the Cadillac, pass in the opposite direction. They do a U-turn, and then they, start to maneuver alongside Suge Knight's entourage.
Over with a fine-tooth comb the Las Vegas incident. We're going to draft up our report as regarding that specific thing. And then we're going to cover a few other things that we do have to emphasize to you that everything in this report has to be right on, because if down the road it's determined that some of these details are incorrect, then everything's off the table. So
Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They was drove on my side, I was popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
He was in a very precarious situation. Part of our investigation was to put him into a position where he would be compelled to talk to us. So we built a drug case against him. He's a well-known drug dealer, and we built an ironclad drug case against him, which was going to land him in prison for a considerable amount of time. And we approached him, asked him if he would be willing to cooperate under these conditions of a proper session. He called an attorney. His attorney came into the U.S. Attorney's Office with QPD, and an agreement was made where we would talk to QPD. He would provide us information that we could not use. He was protected by his Fifth Amendment rights. We couldn't use his confession against him.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out a gun.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually see a gun?
No, shit. Once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started shooting at Tupac and Suge.
Lane starts blasting. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting shot. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out
In
of
the
line.
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside
He
of their
jumping
car?
in. I seen a bullet going Suge's head. I thought he was dead.
So Orlando shot across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, we rolled down the window, popped.
Who was it?
They was drove on my side, I was popped them. You know what I'm saying? But they was on the other side.
Right.
I'm not gonna go into details on that one. Keep it streets on me. Keep it streets on me. I ain't gonna go into detail on that.
So
Let them buy the book then.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to read this passage. The shit was on. Tupac made an erratic move and began to reach down beneath his seat. It was the first and only time in my life that I could relate to the police command. Keep your hands where I could see them. Instead, Pac pulled out a strap, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back. The first shot skinned Suge in the head, and I thought that motherfucker was dead. I had heard some stories, supposedly that Suge used Tupac as a shield when the bullets started flying, but that's some bullshit. Suge was already wounded, and he was the one that got touched. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so I wouldn't get hit.
Basically, yeah.
White Cadillac, arm came out the back seat and started letting off.
What went through your head when you saw that?
They shoot my nigga.
The bullets started flying. Tupac and Suge's car get all shot up. Was there, and I'd heard different versions of the story, but the one version I heard was that that their entourage started shooting back.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Anyone from the death row side return fire?
Yes.
Okay. Can you say who that was?
Yeah, he's no longer with us. His name was Buntry. One of Suge's right-hand guy, our good friend, Alton McDonald. He chased the car down. He also received one gunshot to his vehicle. His car was shot. He had a black Toyota Supra.
Yeah, they saying they left their guns at home, though. They started shooting back. Then some chicks was in the sea breeze, started following a white sea breeze, ragtop sea breeze.
Why were the girls following you guys?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's crazy.
But I guess their window got shot out.
Front windshield, yeah.
All right, y'all. Y'all see what I be having to deal with John Highland, right? John be driving a nigga crazy. Why y'all think I be talking so much bullshit? But anyway, anybody pick the day, July the 18th? Nobody picked the day, July 18th? Well, I can't say that it happened yet, but there's a house, and hopefully John put it up in the chat so y'all can see it. There's a house in Las Vegas, well, actually Henderson, Nevada, that's getting raided right now in regards to, well, I'll read the title. Cops search Las Vegas home as part of the investigation into rapper Tupac Shakur 1996 murder. Well, Reggie Wright house ain't getting raided right now. For all you motherfuckers that like to say Reggie Wright. But guess who lives in Henderson, Nevada? Well, that dude over there that been bragging about the murder on YouTube. I guess Vegas PD done finally got tired of PPD doing interviews. If this true, y'all may not have to hear Reggie Wright on YouTube no more. Whitney and John just gonna do music stuff after today, because this is the only reason I was here. But they said just a search warrant, not an arrest warrant. Reggie knows the difference. So trust me, I know the difference. But what the heck they thinking? Keefy ain't that stupid. Could he be that stupid to have a gun in his house still? You know, he ain't that stupid. So I don't know what they doing a search warrant for. Stuff like that, you just do an arrest warrant for. So hopefully it's something where the media just got it wrong. So hopefully one day, real soon, you know, you'll be Tupac will finally be getting his justice.
So
Reggie,
if they are in fact searching it, right? What could they be looking for exactly? Because clearly they're not looking for a gun. Could they be looking for, I don't know, like a copy of his book?
I mean,
Metro Police confirming they searched a home Monday at Las Vegas Strip in September of 1996. Sources say detectives served the search warrant at a home in Henderson near Interstate 11 and Wagon Wheel Drive.
Shocking new details in the latest investigation of the 1996 unsolved murder of legendary rapper Tupac Shakur. ABC News learning the search warrant executed Monday in Las Vegas was at the home of Dwayne Davis, known as Keefe D, just miles away from where Tupac was gunned down during a drive-by shooting. ABC News obtaining this exclusive video of armored vehicles driving down the suburban street just after 10 p.m.
Stop moving around. Put your hands up.
Video obtained by TMZ showing a tense standoff outside the home in Henderson, Nevada.
Put your phone down. Put your hands on top of your head. Hands on top of your head right now.
According to the warrant, police seized multiple items, including computers, storage devices, notes, photos, and other documentation detailing Keefe D's involvement with the Southside Compton Crips, a well-known LA gang. Police also took copies of the book Compton Street Legend, the memoir he wrote, which details what he believes led to Tupac's murder. He claimed in a 2018 documentary series, Death Row Chronicles, that he was in the car with the shooter.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
They keep it for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat for him.
The evidence is now being presented to a Las Vegas grand jury.
So this is the biggest development in the Tupac murder case since this all happened, since the murder happened. They never served a search warrant and, showed up at someone's house with the SWAT team back in 1996. So this is definitely, it can't be overstated how big of a deal this is.
Shakur's murder had all the markings of a gang-style hit.
Tupac was shot multiple times while sitting at a red light near the Las Vegas Strip, the rapper dying several days later.
Break down a beat clown, baby doll, you down, I get away.
Experts say this latest investigation could shed new light on one of the biggest cold cases in modern pop culture history.
I don't think you raid someone's house in something this high profile, knowing full well, the media attention that's going to get, unless you feel pretty strongly.
And Diane, no charges have been filed. This warrant was served without incident. One neighbor told me they saw a woman sitting on a curb during the search. Authorities took multiple laptops and iPads, and Diane, what they described as a tub of photographs.
All right, Kana Whitworth, thank you. And I want to bring in ABC News legal contributor.
Diane, it's quite significant. What we find is that when a search warrant is executed, it's because law enforcement has significant information that they believe can lead to either an indictment or an arrest in a cold case.
Now, investigators have long believed that the gunman in this case, whoever shot Tupac, is likely already dead. So why go through all of this?
Well, it's still an unsolved crime, and law enforcement is charged with the duty of making sure that they get and arrest everyone that's connected with a crime. So if there is an accomplice that helped commit this murder, they still are looking for that person.
Now, the evidence in this case is now being presented to a Las Vegas grand jury, but detectives have said that they doubt anything retrieved in this search will directly link the target of the investigation to the drive-by shooting that killed Tupac. So what are they hoping to show?
What they're hoping to show is circumstantial evidence. When we have a cold case that's this old, there's highly unlikely that you're going to find direct evidence. So what you're looking at is circumstantial evidence that could link an accomplice or others that were involved in the murders to the murder. And so that's what they're going to present to the grand jury and seek to move forward from there.
Anna, no one's been charged in connection to Tupac's murder. Based on what we know so far about this investigation, do you see that changing anytime soon?
Not really, Diane, because what we know so far and the information that we have so far is likely that the shooter is dead. However, there still may be others that are involved with the crime that may have charges come out of this.
So what happens next in this case, Shauna? What are you watching for?
What I'm watching for is any developments from the grand jury. We're looking for any indictments that may come forward or other search warrants that are granted based on the information that they got out of this particular raid.
All right, Shauna Lloyd, always great to have you. We're also getting more details on the Tupac Shakur murder investigation. ABC News is learning more about the target of this week's police search and what they took from his home.
According to the warrant, police seized multiple items, including computers, storage devices, notes, photos, and other documentation detailing Keefe D's involvement with the Southside Compton Crips, a well-known LA gang. Police also took copies of the book Compton Street Legend, the memoir he wrote, which details what he believes led to Tupac's murder. He claimed in a 2018 documentary series, Death Row Chronicles, that he was in the car with the shooter.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
To keep it from the cold of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
The evidence is now being presented to a Las Vegas grand jury.
So this is the biggest development in the Tupac murder case since this all happened, since the murder happened. They never served a search warrant and, showed up at someone's house with the SWAT team back in 1996. So this is definitely, it can't be overstated how big of a deal this is.
Shakur's murder had all the markings of a gang-style hit.
Tupac was shot multiple times while sitting at a red light near the Las Vegas Strip, the rapper dying several days later. Experts say this latest investigation could shed new light on one of the biggest cold cases in modern pop culture history.
If you don't go die, you're not going to be the next Tupac, because it ain't going to be a next Tupac. Straight up.